Camino, record year. Something profound is happening on the ancient footpaths of Spain. In an age of digital saturation and instant gratification, a medieval tradition is not just surviving, it is exploding in popularity. The Camino de Santiago, a network of pilgrimage routes that have crisscrossed Europe for over 1,000 years, just experienced a record-breaking surge. In 2023, more than 446,000 official pilgrim certificates were issued in Santiago de Compostela, the highest number ever recorded. This isn't a gradual increase, it's a cultural phenomenon, a powerful testament to a deep-seated human yearning. But to understand why millions of modern seekers are choosing to walk hundreds of kilometers, carrying everything they need on their backs, we first have to understand where this path began. We have to journey back in time to an era of myth, faith, and iron will. The story begins not with a path, but with a legend. It centers on one of Jesus's 12 apostles, James, son of Zebedee. According to tradition, after the crucifixion, James traveled to the Iberian Peninsula, what is now Spain, to spread the gospel. His mission was largely unsuccessful, and he eventually returned to Judea, where he was martyred by King Herod Agrippa in the year 44 AD, becoming the first apostle to die for his faith. His followers, unwilling to leave his body in hostile lands, are said to have taken his remains by a miraculous stone boat, guided by angels, back to the coast of Galicia in northwestern Spain, where they buried him in a secret location. For nearly 800 years, that secret was lost to time. The Roman Empire collapsed, Visigothic kingdoms rose and fell, and the memory of the apostles' tomb faded into folklore. Then, around the year 813, everything changed. A hermit named Peleo, living in the dense forests of Galicia, began to see strange lights in the sky, like a shower of stars, over a particular spot in the woods. He heard ethereal music. Intrigued and divinely inspired, he reported these celestial phenomena to the local bishop, Theodomar. The bishop, initially skeptical, investigated. After days of prayer and fasting, he ordered the area to be cleared. There, they unearthed a small Roman-era mausoleum containing 3 bodies. Through what was described as divine revelation, Bishop Theodomar declared that these were the remains of St. James the Great and 2 of his disciples. The location was named Compostela, Latin for Field of the Star, which would eventually evolve into the name we know today, Compostela. This discovery could not have come at a more pivotal moment. At the time, most of Spain was under the control of the Moorish Caliphate. The small, beleaguered Christian kingdoms in the north were fighting for their very survival. The discovery of the tomb of a major apostle on their own soil was a monumental event, a divine seal of approval, a rallying cry. King Alfonso II of Asturias, a key figure in this early history, traveled from his capital in Oviedo to verify the discovery. He became the very first pilgrim, establishing the route that is now known as the Camino Primitivo, or the original way. The tomb of St. James transformed into a symbol of the Christian Reconquista, a beacon of hope. Santiago, the Spanish name for St. James, became Santiago Matamoros, St. James the Moorslayer, a warrior saint said to appear on a white horse to turn the tide of battle in favor of the Christian armies. From the 10th to the 12th centuries, the Camino's popularity skyrocketed. It became one of the most important Christian pilgrimages in the world, rivaling journeys to Rome and Jerusalem. Pilgrims cum caminis came from every corner of Europe. They walked for myriad reasons, for penance, to seek a cure for an illness, to fulfill a sacred vow, or simply out of pure, unshakable devotion. The journey was unimaginably arduous. They faced treacherous mountain passes, unpredictable weather, bandits, and disease. Yet they walked. An entire infrastructure rose to support them. Kings and nobles funded the construction of bridges, hospitals, and monasteries. The Knights Templar and other military orders patrolled the routes, offering protection. The iconic scallop shell, found on the Galician coast, became the symbol of the pilgrim, a practical tool for scooping water, and a badge of honor proving one had made the journey. However, the golden age of the Camino was not to last. The 16th century brought a series of devastating blows. The Protestant Reformation challenged the very idea of saints, relics, and pilgrimages. Europe was torn apart by religious wars. The Black Death had already ravaged the continent, making long-distance travel even more perilous. Political instability and the rise of nationalism made crossing borders more difficult. The Camino, once a vibrant artery of faith, slowly fell into disuse. For centuries, the paths grew quiet, the yellow arrows of today not yet conceived, the waymarks fading. The tradition was kept alive only by a handful of local devotees. The Great Revival began in the late 20th century. A pivotal figure was Father Elias Villena San Pedro, a parish priest in O Sobrero. Passionate about the Camino's history, he spent years studying the ancient routes and, in 1984, began the laborious task of marking the Camino Frances all the way from the Pyrenees to Santiago. He used a simple, brilliant symbol, the stylized yellow arrow, a beacon that modern pilgrims still follow with unwavering trust. His work, combined with the Council of Europe declaring the Camino the first European cultural route in 1987 and its designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, sparked a renaissance. This historical foundation, a path forged by faith, war, and legend, is the bedrock upon which the modern phenomenon is built. But it begs the question, if the original motivations were so deeply tied to medieval faith and penance, why are record numbers of secular 21st century individuals answering its call? The answer is as complex and varied as the pilgrims themselves. Modern pilgrim motives. Modern pilgrim walked to save their soul. They sought absolution, a miracle, or a guaranteed place in heaven. The modern pilgrim, however, walks for reasons that are infinitely more personal and nuanced. While some still walk for traditional religious reasons, they are now part of a much broader tapestry of human seeking. The Camino has become a vast open-air cathedral for a world that has, in many ways, lost its traditional sense of the sacred. It has adapted, proving that the deep human need for a transformative journey is timeless. The why has shifted from the eternal soul to the inner self, and in that shift lies the key to its modern boom. One of the most significant motivations is a search for spirituality, untethered from the dogma of organized religion. Many modern pilgrims would not describe themselves as religious, yet they feel a profound spiritual hunger. Life in the 21st century can feel fragmented, transactional, and devoid of deeper meaning. The Camino offers a remedy. The simple, repetitive act of walking becomes a form of meditation. The mind, usually cluttered with to-do lists, anxieties, and digital noise, gradually quiets down. The walker becomes attuned to the rhythm of their own breath, the feeling of the sun on their skin, the sound of the wind in the trees. This is mindfulness in motion. It's a space where people can connect with something larger than themselves, be it nature, history, or a sense of shared humanity, without needing a specific doctrine to define it. They are seeking transcendence, and the Camino provides a physical path to an internal state. Perhaps the most potent driver for today's pilgrims is the desperate need for a radical digital detox. We live in a state of perpetual connectivity, bombarded by notifications, emails, and the curated perfection of social media. Our nervous systems are frayed, our attention spans shattered. The Camino offers a powerful antidote. For weeks on end, the primary concerns are beautifully simple. Where will I sleep tonight? What will I eat? How many kilometers to the next village? The endless scroll is replaced by the endless path. The validation of likes is replaced by the simple encouragement of a fellow pilgrim saying, Buen Camino. This forced simplicity is not an escape from reality, but an escape reality. It's a chance to disconnect from the virtual world to reconnect with the physical one, and most importantly, with oneself. People discover they can not only survive without their devices, but thrive, rediscovering the ability to be present, to observe, and to have an uninterrupted thought. Then there is the raw, undeniable power of the personal challenge. In a world where convenience is king and hardship is often avoided, the Camino presents an unambiguous, formidable goal: walk across a country. It's a physical and mental crucible. There will be pain. Blisters, the pilgrim's constant companion, are a near certainty. There will be aching muscles, tendinitis, and days of bone-deep exhaustion. There will be moments of wanting to quit, of questioning one's sanity for ever starting. Yet pushing through that pain, day after day, forges an incredible sense of resilience and self-belief. Completing the Camino is a testament to one's own strength, a powerful embodied knowledge that I can do hard things. This sense of accomplishment is not abstract, it's earned with every single step, and it's a feeling that pilgrims carry with them long after they've returned home. The Camino is also a sanctuary for those at a crossroads. It has a magnetic pull for people in transition, those navigating grief, or those simply feeling lost. Imagine the recent graduate unsure of their career path walking to gain clarity, or the individual processing a painful divorce, each step a small act of moving forward, both literally and metaphorically. Think of the person who has just lost a loved one, the long, quiet hours of walking providing a safe space to grieve, to remember, and to begin to heal. Or the retiree, marking the end of a long career and walking into a new, undefined chapter of life. The path doesn't offer easy answers, but it provides the time and space to ask the right questions. It strips away the distractions and forces an honest conversation with oneself. The physical journey becomes a perfect metaphor for the internal one, putting one foot in front of the other, even when the destination seems impossibly far away. Finally, there is the unexpected magic of the Camino community. While many start the journey seeking solitude, they often find that the most profound experience is one of connection. You walk alongside people from every conceivable background, age, and nationality. On the path, external markers of status, job titles, wealth, social standing dissolve. You are all just pilgrims, united by a shared goal and shared struggles. In the evenings, in the communal pilgrim hostels called quay, strangers become family. Sharing a simple meal, a bottle of wine, and stories from the day creates bonds that are both temporary and incredibly deep. This Camino family fosters a sense of belonging and a restored faith in the kindness of strangers that is often missing in a cynical world. These diverse motives all point to a single truth. The Camino provides what modern life so often takes away. And while the reasons for starting are many, the impact of finishing is often remarkably and beautifully universal.
Block 3. Camino Impact and Future. The journey doesn't end when a pilgrim stands, exhausted and elated, in the Grand Praza do Obradoiro, gazing up at the magnificent Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela. In many ways, that is just the beginning. The true impact of the Camino is not measured in the kilometers walked, but in the internal distance traveled. It's about what the pilgrim carries home, not in their backpack, but in their mind and spirit. The profound and often permanent transformation that occurs on the path is the ultimate reason for its enduring relevance and its explosive growth. It's a journey that recalibrates a person's entire outlook on life. One of the most commonly reported impacts is a radical shift in perspective. On the Camino, life is stripped down to its absolute essentials: walking, eating, sleeping. The complex problems and anxieties of normal life, which once seemed all-consuming, begin to shrink in the face of the vast Spanish landscape and the simple, daily task of moving forward. A pilgrim learns the profound difference between what they want and what they truly need. They realize they can be perfectly content with a pair of clean socks, a warm meal, and a bunk bed for the night. This experience of voluntary simplicity is a powerful antidote to the consumerist culture that tells us happiness is just one more purchase away. Returning home, pilgrims often find themselves decluttering their lives, both physically and mentally, focusing on experiences over possessions and relationships over status. The small annoyances of daily life, a traffic jam, a slow internet connection, lose their power. The Camino teaches a deep, abiding sense of gratitude for the simple things. This journey also builds an incredible reservoir of mental and emotional resilience. The physical hardship is a direct teacher. By walking through pain, through rain and blistering heat, through moments of doubt and exhaustion, pilgrims learn that they are far stronger than they ever believed. This isn't a theoretical self-help concept,
It's a lived, physical reality. This newfound resilience becomes a bedrock of strength when facing challenges back home. The memory of overcoming a grueling climb up a mountain pass can provide the fortitude to navigate a difficult situation at work or in a relationship. The mantra of the Camino, one step at a time, becomes a practical strategy for tackling overwhelming problems. Furthermore, the long, uninterrupted hours of walking provide an unparalleled opportunity for mental clarity. It's an extended conversation with oneself, a chance to untangle knots of thought and emotion. Many people make major life decisions on the Camino, to change careers, to end a relationship, to move to a new city, because the path gives them the clarity and courage to do so. The unique communal aspect of the Camino leaves an indelible mark. In our increasingly polarized and isolated societies, the experience of the Camino family is nothing short of restorative. It is a powerful reminder of our shared humanity. The unconditional support and camaraderie among pilgrims, who were total strangers just days before, can restore a person's faith in others. You see the best of humanity on the Camino, people sharing their last bit of food, helping a struggling walker with their pack, or offering words of encouragement when they are needed most. The simple, open-hearted greeting of Buen Camino from a fellow pilgrim or a local villager becomes a symbol of this shared journey. This experience fosters a deep sense of connection, not just to the people on the path, but to the 1,000-year stream of humanity that has walked it before. Standing in a 12th century church, you feel an undeniable link to the medieval pilgrim who sought shelter in that very same spot. So, what is the future of the Camino in our rapidly changing world? It certainly faces challenges. The sheer popularity of routes like the Camino Francés has led to concerns about overcrowding and commercialization, which threaten to dilute the authentic, rustic spirit of the pilgrimage. Preserving the delicate balance between accessibility and authenticity will be the great task for the years to come. Yet, despite these challenges, the Camino's relevance is only set to grow. Why? Because it offers a tangible, effective answer to the very ailments of modern life. In an age of environmental crisis, it promotes a slow, sustainable form of travel. In an age of loneliness, it fosters genuine human connection. In an age of digital distraction, it offers a path to presence and focus. In an age of anxiety and burnout, it provides a space for healing, reflection, and the rediscovery of purpose. The Camino de Santiago endures not as a relic of the past, but as a vital resource for the future. It is a testament to the fact that no matter how technologically advanced we become, we are still, at our core, seekers. We are still creatures who need to move our bodies, to connect with the earth, to share stories with strangers, and to embark on journeys that test our limits and expand our souls. The path's record-breaking numbers are not just a statistic. They are a sign of a collective awakening, a mass movement of people searching for something real in a world that often feels artificial. The medieval paths keep calling because the fundamental human questions they help us answer are and will always be timeless. It's not just a walk across Spain, it's a journey back to the very heart of what it means to be human.